You know, when money was first invented, mostly around in ancient Greece, the original silver coins all bore the likenesses of gods and goddesses on them.
Mit deren und unseren. Mädchen, so funktioniert's.
Money, as we know, is an emotionally charged issue. And it comes from our early childhood experiences and deeply held belief systems.
Now, recognizing the nature of money and its role in shaping our current self-destructive human course is an essential key to breaking out of the trance.
Then the Romans came along and they started making gold and silver coins. But their image on the coin was no longer the gods and goddesses and the symbols of nature, but of Caesar, of the power of man on earth.
We should bear in mind that we don't have a capitalist system, and no capitalist system has ever survived. It would self-destruct in 5 minutes. But what we have is a kind of state capitalist system.
And that was the beginning of this shift of money from being connected to something kind of sacred and mystical to being more representative of the power of the state. And today our money follows in that same tradition. We see almost exclusively the picture of old presidents printed on our money. So it really speaks for the economic and political power of the state more than the social, relational, artistic, soulful power of the community.
Any of us that have trouble understanding economics and finance, it is because most of what you hear is a kind of a shell game. You're not supposed to understand it.
So is there an alternative to this? Of course. For example, the alternative that was taken for granted by 19th century workers before it was sort of beaten out of people's heads by massive propaganda. That they conflict with the structure of existing power systems, and therefore the educational and cultural system drive them out of your minds. Seem insane, crazy, or unthinkable. But there's nothing unthinkable about them.
Geld mit Gutscheinen. 10 Euro.
Those aren't laws of nature. Those are political decisions. Social, economic, and political decisions. They can be made differently.
Solange der Vorrat reicht. Solange der Vorrat reicht an Geld.
Now, we may express outrage against the bankers who abuse the power the system gives us, but we generally take the system itself for granted. And that, of course, is a mistake. We've got to understand the system because we've got to redesign the system of money. Part of that is understanding what are the critical choices related to the design of the money system. Questions we're never supposed to ask.